For your infotainment needs, we have a great range of programs.
Are you a talented artist? Or are you passionate about a topic you want to discuss? But money can be very hard to find for an upcoming artist. Don't worry, Studio Mashinani has got your back. Sign up on ajira.co.ke to book a session with our music and video producers across the country. Work on your music, jingles, spoken words, and even podcasts to realize your dream. All for free. Studio Mashinani, Radani Talent.
You know how we do it right here on Good Morning Kenya Entertainment Thursday. We always start the show on a good note, and today is no different. Welcome. Where are you watching us from? Do let us know on our social media handles. That is at KBC Channel 1. Today being a Thursday, it is Entertainment Thursday, as I mentioned, and you are not ready for today's show. We have a fully packed show for you. We have, the show today, you're going to love it. Wake up your neighbor. Let them know that they should be tuning in to KBC right this very moment. We have a cousin, Bob Marley's cousin, will be on the show to talk about what he is doing in the country. They are looking for some voices right here in the country. You want to tune in for that. We'll also have Chipukizi on the show, as well as Tosh Gitonga will be talking about the creative economy and how do we make it work. We'll also have Steve-O, Simple Boy, and many other artists right here on the show. You don't want to miss it for sure. And of course, our very able resident DJ is in the house. Unique, the DJ, the baddest DJ in the continent, huh?
In the continent.
But you do.
Good morning, Kenya, Maze. I go by the name Unique, the DJ, the best DJ in the baddest. Maze, this show, Maze, we are just assuring you that this year tunawapatia full of entertainment too, every Thursday from 7 to 10, Maze. Ama vipi?
Absolutely.
Yes.
You have heard it from the baddest DJ in the continent. And as you can see on your screens, Marie Yambo is also here with us. And she's here to just let us know everything that's happening in the news. Marie, good morning.
Good morning to you, Vivian. Good morning, DJ. And definitely good morning back to you at home, wherever you are. You're just in time for the Good Morning Kenya show. I mean, I wish I could actually sit back and enjoy with you, because the show is truly packed in as far as entertainment is concerned. But nevertheless, we also have news for you. I'll be bringing you up to speed with what has been making headlines, in the past 24 hours and or so. We have news in as far as the Central Organization of Trade Unions, that is KOTU, calling on the government to review its tax regime. Definitely just, raising questions or concerns about the tax burden that Kenyans are facing, including matters education. I'll be bringing you up to speed with all that. But for now, let me just take you through what the dailies are saying. And I start with the Daily Nation, and that is the headline where it's saying Raila party meeting aborted. And this is that the lead up to the summit, billed as make or break for the opposition coalition, was marred by internal feuds that escalated after a plot to oust Raila Odinga's closest ally was made public. So that is on the front page of the Daily Nation. Also, asthma patients worried as inhalers run out of stock. And so here pharmacists are saying that Ventolin inhalers have been out of stock since last October, and patients are now forced to buy alternative medicine, which is actually costly. And also here, workers ask states to abandon IMF. Here, Central Organization of Trade Unions says that International Monetary Fund is pushing for policies that are hurting Kenyans. Also, quit or forced out, state agency boss at center of edible oil scandal leaves. That is Pamela Mutua, was appointed managing director of Kenya National Trading Corporation, a once dormant state agency whose fortunes changed with the new government that handed it 24 billion shillings kitty. So that is in the front page of the Daily Nation. Also, KCSE, 48,000 grade E scorers to join TVET. So you can get a copy of the Daily Nation. Those are just some of the news that has been captured on the front page of the Daily Nation. We also have the Standard newspaper here, where it's saying what shillings free fall means. So you have it there. That's the front page of the Standard newspaper. And here, what they're just saying that the steep decline in the value of the shilling is causing negative ripples throughout the country's economy, and consumer goods prices are skyrocketing. So you can get a copy of the Standard and get to read about that. They also have a graph here that is just showing how the shilling was exchanging at different times. In 2019, it was exchanging at 101 shillings, but right now it's up at 160 shillings to the dollar. And why Senator Kiroshe, that is once the governor for Nakuru removed, that is Susan Kihika, so she's urging the MCAs to initiate impeachment of the governor. And inside, a mind of an online predator, just bringing you a story about the unfortunate happening of, you remember the JKUAT student who was beheaded, or at least her body was mutilated. That is Ruth Waini. So that is also definitely in the Standard newspaper. Leaking airport, 8 billion shillings sunk in shoddy jobs. That is in this on the stairs front page paper. And here, just talking about Kenya Airports Authority, also put on the spot for paying billions to contractors for stalled projects in 4 airports. So all that in the dailies, you can get a copy and get to bring yourself to abreast with what is happening in as far as news is concerned. But right now, I want to take you through the news that we're able to collect for you, where opposition leader Raila Odinga now claims that the executive is on a charm offensive to capture and manipulate other arms of government, among them the judiciary, for selfish interest. Now, Raila in particular pointed out the recent collaborative agreement among the executive, the judiciary and the legislature, as well as the Council of Governors, as interferences with the independence of the constitutional institutions. And as Junei Karisa now reports, the opposition chief made the remarks during the ODM membership recruitment drive in Kilifi County.
With only 2 months left to the ODM grassroots elections, ODM party leader Raila Odinga was in Kilifi County to drum up support for the party's membership drive in his third-day Coast Region tour. The party boss, accompanied by Kilifi Governor Gideon Mungaro, his Mombasa counterpart Abdul Swamad Nasir, lauded the region for enlisting at least 65% of its voters to the party.
Tuanza kampeni kabambe na hawa MCAs ya kufanya registration ya ODM. Na sisi mimi sina shaka Kilifi County iko imara.
But besides party politics, the opposition leader took a swipe at the executive for what he termed as intimidation on other arms of the government.
You must condemn this state capture of the institutions of governance, the legislature, and the judiciary as an affront to democracy in our country. And it must stand condemned in the strongest terms possible.
Tunataka tujue kama wa Kenya ni kipi haswa kilikubaliwa kati ya hawa jamaa wawili pale ndani. Huo mkataba mlioandikisha lazima tuuone.
Hata kama mulifanya mkutano na mukazungumza, you are an independent body, and because you are an independent body, sheria ni msumeno, yakata mbele yakata nyuma.
Tunamwambia Martha Koome, mkutano wa juzi kwenda kuomba kwa Ruto hautamsaidia. Itakayomsaidia ni hukumu zake ziwe zinaambatana na katiba na zinaambatana na sheria.
They also weighed in on the volatile Mount Kenya politics.
Mumupe Ndindi Njoro ama mumupe Waiguru kama deputy wake. Kiboko ni kile.
Leaders present decried on the current high cost of living, calling on the opposition leader to chart a way forward.
Sukari ilishuka haikushuka. Mafuta yalishuka hayakushuka. Maisha yalipanda hakupanda. Hata mapenzi yamepanda hayakupanda.
Wangapi hapa wamechoka na ushuru? Ni wangapi hapa wamechoka na school fees kupandishwa?
Mimi nawaomba, wakija chukueni pesa, lakini tunapiga ODM. Mwakijua kile kijimobile, hicho ndio kinaweza kufidia familia ya watu 10 kwenda mbele. Tumechoka sana baba.
Awache kuongeza taxes kwa sababu wananchi wamechoka. Hatuwezi kuendelea kulipa. Wewe unaambiwa unalipa housing levy, uende ukaketi Eldoret. Niambie mtu hapo Barafa atakwenda uketi Eldoret?
Mwahisi ya kwa si maisha yenu. Fikirieni Raila Amolo Odinga, umri wake hayatetei kwa sababu yake yeye, anayatetea kwa watoto wenu na wajukuu wenu. The least we can do is protect devolution in this country.
Opposition leader Raila Odinga and his entourage will be heading to Kwale County tomorrow to continue with the ODM registration drive. From Marafa, Malindi constituency, Kilifi County, I'm Juni Karisa.
Thank you, Janai, for that report. Now, the Central Organization of Trade Union is now calling on the government to review the tax regime, address the rising cost of living, stop the depreciation of the shillings and create employment and reduce debt. Now, the Workers' Union, through its Secretary General, Francis Atwoli, also singled out runaway graft in the country as a major challenge, calling for the prosecution of corrupt individuals and recovery of the looted funds to inject back into the economy.
The Central Organization of Trade Unions is the latest organization to wade into the debate, joining in the fray of those calling for the reduction in the cost of living and the push for government to tame graft. In a brief, the Workers' Union, through its Secretary General Francis Atwoli, took a swipe at the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, allegedly failing in its mandate.
And the Anti-Corruption Commission has the list of those corrupt big fellows. We must also ask our economists in the government, those in Treasury and Central Bank of Kenya, to appropriately advise the government that overborrowing is dangerous.
Additionally, the union decried the current tax measures, which they argue is draining members' income and leaving them with very little disposable income. Atwoli further said some companies have opted to close shop and relocate to neighboring countries.
So many people have talked about high levels of taxation. The worry of us is that when people are highly taxed. People resort to applying black market system.
While also expressing concerns that the country has continued to sink deep into debt due to borrowing, Atwoli has recommended a 5-point strategy, which he says will help recover the nation's dwindling economy. He further asked the government to urgently stop the depreciation of the Kenyan shilling.
When you depreciate a shilling, when a shilling goes down the way it is going, rates go up, everything is going to go up, rents are going to go up, petroleum products are going to go up, basic needs and basic requirements, basic food will go up, and the general public will stand up against the government, and it will cause havoc, chaos in the country and confusion in the country, and we will not have a government.
Reporting for Channel 1 News, I'm Joseph Ohungu.
Thank you, Joseph Okongo. Now, 9 suspects accused of fraud in awarding a 62 million shillings tender at the Kenya Kenya Ports Authority, that is, have denied the charges and released on a cash bill. Now, the 9 who were charged with 6 graft-related offences at a court in Mombasa were picked up by the EACC sleuths on Wednesday morning before being arraigned in court. The pre-trial is set for the 7th of February.
The 9, namely Yobesh Oyaro, David Angwenye, Nora Mugambi, Athanis Wambari, Robert Bosuben, Azenath Kwamboka Mageto, Rose Cherotich, and Eid Arube Nyangang appeared before Chief Magistrate Alex Ithuku to answer to 6 graft-related charges, among them conflict of interest, money laundering, obtaining contract from public institution by false pretense, and forgery.
With intent to defraud, jointly obtained from the Kenya Port Authority an award for the tender number KPA/36/2014-2015/CE valued at Kenya shillings 62,732,772 by falsely pretending to operate a business.
EACC spokesperson Eric Ngumbi said the company at the center of the scandal was registered to trade in cereals but was irregularly pre-qualified and awarded the tender to undertake building works reserved for persons with disability. This is despite the fact that the company's sole proprietor, Esther Chepkoech Misoi, was not registered with the National Council for Persons Living with Disabilities to qualify. Investigations established that the disability card number NCPW/170472 that was used in the bid documents belonged to a different person.
Now to matters education, where at least 4,000 students who were selected to join Form 1 in the Northeastern region are yet to report to school. Northeastern Regional Director of Education, that is Aden Roble, says only 22,462 students out of 26,926 students selected to join Form 1 have reported to school, raising concerns over their whereabouts. The regional local administration convened a meeting to deliberate on the matter.
The situation has necessitated an urgent meeting convened by Northeastern Regional Commissioner John Otieno with the County Commissioner's Office and the chiefs in Garissa County that is said to be most affected. The Regional Commissioner directing that the students, who most of them are still at home, report within 1 week.
We are going to start or launch a mop-up exercise to make sure that all the students, all the pupils who are still at home go to school. We cannot have a situation where over 40% of those who are supposed to be in grade 7 are still at home.
Regional Director for Education Aden Robles says only 22,462 students out of 26,926 students selected to join secondary schools in the region have reported for admission more than a week since the Form 1 admissions kicked off.
Ukienda hapa kwa mataa ama jijini, utaona population ya watoto shule ni very small, kidogo sana. Lakini kwa kijiji wako wengi sana.
In Wajir County, only 99 students are yet to report to Form 1, while Mandera, only 168 are yet to join Form 1. This comes as local leaders in Kakamega urge parents not to hold their children back at home, but avail them for admission regardless of the challenges faced.
Capitation imekuja kwa mashule. Kwa hivyo hakuna lawama ya kusema kuwa mtoto ajenda shule. Peleka mtoto shule yote hata kama ni day school. Tutaka watoto wasome.
3 students from needy families in the county have received scholarship from Malava Secondary School for their education in a program adopted by the school to support needy bright students.
Wenye bahati wamechukuliwa na Equity Bank and other organizations ambao zinapeana bursary. Kuna wale hubaki kwa sababu ya challenges za kifedha na those organizations. So ndio tukaona ya kwamba hata wengine pia tuwa support, particularly those ambao wameitwa kwa shule yetu.
The government this week released capitation for schools to ensure learning continues. Kamche Menza for Prime Edition.
To matters conservation now, where the Meru Bongo and Rhino Conservation Trust will receive 25 bongo antelopes from the Rare Species Conservatory Foundation in Florida. Now, the initiative, spearheaded by the different government and private stakeholders, aims to revive the Mount Kenya population, which had been on a decline due to habitat degradation, forest fragmentation, poaching, and various human-related activities.
Majestic in size and stature are the mountain bongos that existed in large numbers in the past. The spiraled lyre-shaped horned beautiful animals with albino chestnut coats coupled with stripes of yellow and white are a sight to behold. The 250 acres of newly opened Meru Bongo and Rhino Conservation Trust, nestled within the Marania and Mushiene state-owned forest covers situated in the heart of Mount Kenya, will be the new paradise for the mountain bongos, with the initiative aiming to revive the numbers given that there are only 99 bongos in Kenya. The process to transfer 25 bongo antelopes from the Rare Species Conservatory Foundation in Florida will be guided and anchored on the elaborate procedures directed by the Kenya Wildlife Service.
50 years ago, many of your bongos left Kenya. And they left Kenya for collectors. They were sold to zoos. It was a very sad time. 30 years ago, we set out, a very small group, to turn that around. Since 1989, I personally always believed that bongo were the property of Kenya and that our job was simply to take care of them until we could bring them back.
Soon or later, in the next 3 months, we are making a state-of-us air surveillance, both for fire and forest, next in Mushene, which are going to monitor all these ecosystems.
The foundation has successfully propagated bongos for 30 years and long supported bongo conservation in Kenya.
I want to thank Paul Rilo. This man is a man with a big heart. He has donated 25 bongos free of charge. He has donated those animals. We are only planning on how to come.
They've taught us what they need. They've taught us how they live. They have complex relationships. This is a fascinating and majestic and beautiful creature. Very shy, but very social.
The initiative also seeks to involve local communities in ecotourism, promote eco-friendly sustainable agriculture, and enhance biodiversity protection throughout the Mount Kenya ecosystem. Serafina Robi for KBC Channel 1.
That story by Serafina Robi brings us to our first break. I'll be back with more news.
nilijua siku hiyo.
Ulienda kwa registrar motor vehicle ukajua gari ni yangu.
Hiyo haikuwa kazi yangu.
No, ndio mimi nauliza wewe.
Sasa mimi hapo na hapo kumbe nilikuwa nimegundua my eyes is not see. Why?
So inamaanisha kuwa
Why?
Inamaanisha kuwa
wewe.
Sasa wewe ulikunywa gani?
Mimi nilikunywa hiyo kilimi.
Hebu niangalie vizuri uniambie kama unanijua.
Hebu ni yuko wapi?
Anakuangalia na nini? Hii ni kazi ya Mungu. Kwa sababu aliambia pasta wetu ameokoka.
Niliokoka kuanzia hapo kwa
pale ulipopotea macho.
Pale nilipotezea macho nikaokokea hapo mheshimiwa.
Na macho yakirudi?
Macho yakirudi tutafikiria hiyo maneno mheshimiwa.
Get ready for the captivating return of the FKF Premier League, exclusively on KBC. Brace yourself for the thrill of football as 18 teams battle it out for glory. Every week, KBC brings you not one, but two heart-pounding matches, delivering the best football action right to your living room. The stakes are higher than ever. The league champion takes home a handsome prize of 5 million shillings and also earns the honor of representing Kenya in the prestigious CAF Champions League. Feel the adrenaline, experience the suspense, and join the roar of the crowd as we celebrate the return of Kenya's football legacy. The FKF Premier League, live and exclusive on KBC Channel 1 and KBC radio stations. Save the date, mark your calendars, and get ready for the ultimate football spectacle. Coming to you live only on KBC. KBC, your true sports partner.
Poli omwana wa kwendo mkhana wa imoni dala nombo nyala kunanga KK
Ingo FM inengenenge yemuitala.
Thank you for staying with us. Education lobby groups are now calling on the government to simplify some of its education policies and make them parent-centered. The organizations argue that most of the policies are encoded in languages and explanations that few parents understand. The group cite the implementation of the competency-based curriculum, which they claim most parents had little knowledge about its content.
Speaking during the first in-person forum of the Knowing Doing Network Leadership Coalition in Nairobi, the civil society organization members argued that the gaps being witnessed in the Kenyan curriculum could be phased out if the government simplifies its policies to be parent-centered.
I think one of the things we could strengthen is how information trickles down and the interpretation of policy. How do we simplify that in such a way that any parent can understand what the objectives we are working towards and what their role is towards achieving that.
They further observed that the gaps start at junior levels between teachers and how learners pass information to their parents.
Parents need to be brought along on the journey that is education reform. Parents are very used to being told your child is number 1, your child is number 5, your child is number 10. They're not quite yet adjusted to the assessment system that goes with the reforms. So how do we help parents understand the new system of assessment? How do we help parents understand what that means for their child and the support that their child needs?
On the competence-based curriculum, which is phasing out the 844 system, they lauded the government for actively engaging them during inception and implementation of the curriculum and other policies.
I think it's extremely difficult to do a process like that perfectly, but I do think we've been able to have a voice and to collaborate with government actors as appropriate to see how CBC is rolled out in a way that benefits every child.
The Knowing Doing Network Leadership Coalition is a global impact network bringing together Center for Universal Education and civil society organizations drawn globally. Parsa Frederick, Channel 1 News.
Away from that, the government has emphasized the critical role of gender data collection and research at both national and county government level to inform policy decisions. Now, speaking during a meeting that brought together members of the Kenya Editors Guild and the county government officials and Local Development Research Institute, Presidential Gender Advisor Harriet Shigai observed that the absence of high-quality gender data obstructs the generation of evidence-based policies.
As media, we've been focusing on the usual.
The government has put in laws as well as law enforcement and investigation agencies. We still need to strengthen forensics so that the data help us track the trends and do analysis of the root cause of the issues. My office is championing a national data framework. This will require investment to collect real-time data that informs responses, services, and tracks the trends. We can protect women better with enhanced data on violence against women, looking at what other countries have done.
Now, as the world celebrated the International Day of Education, 27-year-old Daniel Nderitu believes in the pivotal role of education, especially in the realms of innovation and research. 4 years ago, Nderitu, a beneficiary of the Kenya Youth Employment Program, noticed the growing challenge of waste management in cities. And deterred, he embarked on a journey to tackle this problem, leading to the invention of a groundbreaking solar-powered intelligent bin. Let's get the details.
We pass the scenic green views as we make our way into Nakuru. Here, we find the machine that is changing the narrative in waste management. Nderitu's solution to addressing the increasing waste disposal problem lies in a solar-powered bin, complete with sensors. He has maximized on the Internet of Things and artificial intelligence technology to revolutionize waste disposal.
It uses an IR system to sense. Ukiweka mkono, for example, for instance here, you can see, ukiweka mkono at a distance inajifungua, arafu ukitoa inajifunga.
According to the National Environment Management Authority, NEMA, major cities in Kenya generate about 6,000 tons of waste daily, with a significant portion remaining uncollected. But that's not all. Nderitu is also working on a smart backpack that incorporates audio-visual capabilities to assist disabled persons. This backpack communicates with the deaf through vibration on mobile phones and warns the blind using proximity sensors, enhancing safety.
This bag is connected to the phone. So ukipata alert kwa simu yako inakwambia there is something behind you. So utaingia uangalie ni nini iko behind you. Ukiingia utaangalia kama ni gari ama ni nini iko behind you.
Nderitu emphasizes the dual impact of his innovations, recycling electronic waste for environmental safety and promoting hygienic waste disposal. His inventions made from discarded electronic parts address crucial issues of plastic pollution and environmental protection.
Nilikuja na idea nikaona kuna vitu ambavyo zinadampiwa na za electronics. Unapata mtu radio yake imekuwa used, imekuwa old, anaenda anaichukua na idump pale kwa dustbin. So mi wanaenda nachukua zote hizo vitu zenye zimedampiwa na angalia zile ambazo zinaweza nisaidia cause zote zimeharibika.
The solar powered smart bin is designed for county governments, schools, public parks, airports and various public spaces. Its automatic sensor opens up the bin upon motion detection, offering convenient and hygienic waste disposal.
Tulipata mingi zenye ziko kwa soko saizi ni zile za kukanyanga. Ukikanyanga ndio inafunguka. Assume hiyo mtu ako wichi hana mguu. So atafanya aje?
Nderitu says he faced challenges in building the prototype as well as patenting his innovation. He says despite the hurdles, he did not give up in his journey to protect the environment and make a positive contribution to society.
In 2030, teknolojia yetu itakuwa imefika hapa. Mimi ningependa sana niwe mmoja wa wale ambao watafanya hiyo teknolojia ifike hapa. Any kind of support ambayo president unaweza nisaidia nayo, any kind of support, I will totally appreciate it.
Where women-led business proprietors in the East African community have been sensitized on the existence of simplified trade and border procedures that can support their businesses. East Africa Women in Business Platform Chair, that is Elizabeth Thande, says the forum seeks to identify the latest challenges facing women-led business ventures and propose policy recommendations.
Logistical challenges and the different tax regimes in the East African community are among key issues affecting women-led businesses. To bridge the gap, East African Women in Business Platform has partnered with the German development agency GIZ to train women on trade and equip them with technical skills to tap business opportunities. Industry players are calling on SMEs to take advantage of the simplified trade regime to deepen participation in cross-border trade.
The EWIP continues to play its role in strengthening the participation of women-led SMEs in regional integration to realize the mission and vision of the EAC.
The training will also see women equipped with skills to tap regional and continental business opportunities.
The training will come in handy in terms of enhancing our skills in how to go around these challenges as a business that is buying from across the region.
Nduta Mokami for KBC Channel 1.
Thank you, Nduta. Now, investors are being encouraged to invest in initiatives that exemplify a business model centered on social impact. Speakers at the Creating Safer Space Regional Conference in Nairobi say that by aligning business goals with positive social impact, companies can foster a cycle where societal contribution that is fuel growth and in their business for sustainable success.
Creating Safer Space is a 4-year international research and impact collaboration aiming to understand and support unarmed civilian protection and self-protection amidst violent conflicts.
We want to have anything we do, especially in research, touching people on the ground. And here we are talking about impactful research. And so it means that any research we do, we want to be able to see that it reaches the lowest possible so that we don't leave someone out in terms of that particular research.
And our main focus is on unarmed civilian protection and community self-protection. So really the power and the agency that civilians have in protecting themselves and protecting others in situations of violent conflict and displacement, and violence is of different kind, really.
Professor Blissman says their angle of approach currently in 11 countries aims to comprehend the dynamics of violence and formulate ways to deter violence without resorting to force, hoping to multiply the outcomes to other countries and regions.
Violence is not a one-off event, but it's quite, sometimes it takes decades, and people are still able to come up with ways of creating safer communities for themselves and thereby kind of creating possibilities to actually enter into dialogue and creating safer space also for peace to happen. So I think it's really important. Peace negotiations happen at different levels and so on, but if people are not involved...
We take a bottom-up approach to unarmed civilian protection. So we've done research with civilians from some of the most conflict-affected communities.
You can stop conflict, you can deal with conflict issues non-violently, and that is what we are promoting in this project. How do we use non-violent means to stop violence? And also, how do we enable civilians to protect themselves in the way that the mechanisms that they use? And I think that has stood out clearly for us in our project in Cameroon. The Anglophone civilians have demonstrated resilience.
You find that there are other dimensions of such collective protection that we can also be able then to exchange and engage other institutions in a context like that, to be able also to amplify, to, take to other levels so that civilians in that kind of context as well, can...
They now want governments and more institutions to invest in research and help address humanity's most pressing challenges.
Without a safer environment, your business will not thrive. Yes, so it's important, first of all, to make sure that we have a safer environment. So creating safer spaces gives you a good foundation on which to be able to build any kind of business.
Trevor Ngendo reporting there. Now, some pastoralists in Laikipia County are diversifying to horticultural crops, focusing on cultivation of hybrid bean variety as adverse effects of climate change take a toll on livestock keeping. Here is Benson Rioba with the details.
A group of farmers in Laikipia County, who were previously pastoralists, are reaping big from embracing bean production. The farmers say the hybrid bean variety is fast maturing and yields are higher when compared to traditional bean varieties.
Tutaweza
kuifanya ile eneo hakuna sehemu hatuwezi fanya, na tumeshaona, tumejaribu. Watu wengi kuamini tunaweza ifanya, lakini tumeshafanya hivyo.
In an acre, a farmer can harvest up to 10 bags as compared to an average of 4 bags from other bean seed varieties.
Kukuja nimepata maharagwe imeiva vizuri sana. Hata nikaifungua hivi ndio nihakikishe kama hiyo maharagwe hata imejaza. Na ni ukweli kabisa hiyo maharagwe imefanya vizuri na hata haijakausha, hata ile majani yake haijakausha.
Ilipandwa hii maharagwe, tunaona ni maajabu sana, imetoka vizuri. Na tujaona hata mvua ya maana yenye imenyesha, ni vile tu ile fertilizer.
Farmers have been trained on how to use organic fertilizer and other climate smart agricultural practices.
But it's regenerative fertilizer. What it does, it needs to feed the soil, and then the soil itself is going to feed the plant itself.
Farmers have also been advised to consider procuring certified seeds from accredited dealers.
Now, the government, through the Ministry of Sports, has been urged to support gliding sports in a bid to promote and popularize the sport within the country. The appeal was made during the inaugural Paragliding 2024 championships that are taking place in Nakuru County.
The event, organized by Sky Nomad Kenya, has attracted over 57 pilots drawn from 34 nationalities across the world. The championship kicked off from 21st of January and is expected to end on 27th of January. According to the Paragliding Federation of Kenya chairperson Joel Cheluget, a big number of athletes from Kenya are not taking part in the ongoing competition due to lack of facilitation.
As where we are now, in the near future, we'll be inviting like 10,000, between 10,000 and 20,000 sportsmen all over the world to come and participate annually on this particular event.
This is the first time the championships are held in Kenya and East Africa. Through it, the second time it is being held on African soil after the Republic of South Africa held the first event in Africa 4 years ago.
Thank you.
Well, and that story brings us to the end of the bulletin this morning. Thank you so much for making the time for us this morning. But before I leave, let me just bring you up to speed with the matches yesterday during the AFCON 2023. Well, Namibia versus Mali was a draw, 0-0, and South Africa versus Tunisia, that is, they also drew 0-0. Tanzania versus DR Congo was also 0-0. Zambia versus Morocco, okay, it was 1-2 Morocco, 0 to Zambia. So thank you once again for your time. My name is Marie Yambo, but don't go away. We have a fully packed Entertainment Thursday for you, just as Vivian had promised. Our guests are already in studio, and so just sit back and be entertained. My name is Marie Yambo. Hope to see you again next week.
Shindana na Mungu, oh, shindana na Mungu, shindana na Mungu, shindana na Mungu, shindana na Mungu, basi pigana na Mungu, pigana na Mungu, pigana na Mungu, pigana na Mungu, oh, shindana na Mungu, shindana na Mungu, shindana na Mungu, shindana na Mungu, basi pigana na Mungu, pigana na Mungu, pigana na Mungu, pigana na Mungu, hata kama vita tapigana, ila ushindi atanishindia, yote si mapenzi yangu, bali ni mapenzi yake Mungu. Ukitamka laana, la baraka kanitamkia, yote si mapenzi yangu, bali kwa mapenzi yake Mungu. Ana uhai wangu mie, nimemkabidhi yeye. Ukitaka kunigusa mie, unataka kungusa yeye. Ukinigusa kwa mema, atakubariki, atakubariki. Ila ukitaka kwa mabaya, usishiriki, maana sio rahisi. Maana vita yangu si ya mwili bali ni ya rohoni. Tena sipigani mimi, ananipigania Mwokozi. Hivyo siwezi pigana nawe, nanyosha mikono juu, basi pigana na Mungu. Siwezi shindana nawe, nanyosha real weeks. Papa God we unani love yo. Sina ma pressure, sina worry yo. Kitu najua unani jali yo. Wacha nikupe shukrani daddy yo. Ulinipenda bure. No man alone nina celebrate. Ulinipenda bure. Wacha niji congratulate. Listen, ulinipenda unanipenda utanipenda. Ulinipromise ukasema utanilenga. Mpiga vitu umenilinda madifenda. Umenilinda toka Jan to December. Wewe huru na ukweli. Jina lako kuu Emmanueli. Wangu wa dhati na rafiki. Nashukuru. Asante. Uhai umenipa kila jambo umefanya liwe jipi. Cheki madeni zote umesafisha. Hadi madui wananicheki kwa dirisha. I'm so confident to deliver what in front of them. No more argument. Ili amenifanya mina stand today. Bona wina, no masina. Bona wina, walai no masina. Bona wina.
Nilikujua siku hiyo.
Ulienda kwa registrar motokie ukajua gari ni yangu.
Hiyo haikuwa kazi yangu.
No, ndio mimi nauliza wewe.
Yes,
sasa mimi hapo na hapo kumbe nilikuwa nimegundua my eyes is not see. Why?
So inamaanisha kuwa
Why?
Inamaanisha kuwa
Shut up, I'm
wewe.
talking, shut up.
Wewe. Sasa wewe ulikunywa gani?
Mimi nilikunywa hiyo kili mimi. Hebu niangalie vizuri uniambie kama unanijua. Hebu ni yuko wapi?
Anakuangalia na nini? Hii ni kazi ya Mungu. Kwa sababu aliambia pastor wetu ameokoka.
Niliokoka kuanzia hapo kwa
pale ulipopotea macho.
Pale nilipotezea macho nikaokokea hapo.
Na macho yakirudi?
Macho yakirudi tutafikiria hiyo maneno mheshimiwa.
In a world filled with uncertainty, there is one thing we can always count on: the power of compassion and generosity. Every day, families in Kenya face unimaginable challenges and hardships. They struggle to put food on the table, provide shelter for their loved ones, and access basic health care. But today, you have the power to make a difference. By just contributing 1 shilling and 50 cents from your airtime, your generosity can provide access to sanitary pads, nutritious food, clean water, education, and life-saving medical care to those who need it most. To support this cause, please tune in to your favorite radio station under the KBC umbrella for step-by-step instructions on how to subscribe. KBC Helping Hands. Together, we can make a difference and bring hope to those in need.
in our twilight years, we deserve to enjoy rich and fulfilling lives. New technologies are now helping to ensure this. Injuries from falls are a big problem that this innovative floor surface helps to avoid. The surface stays flat and solid underfoot, even for wheelchair users. But if it receives a strong shock like a falling body, the floor changes shape. The special structure underneath instantly deforms to absorb impact before returning to its original state. This technology was developed by Shimomura Hiroshi. Try to crush a paper cup or an empty can using a gentle force, nothing happens. They feel solid and rigid. But apply a strong force quickly and they'll instantly collapse. This is the same principle. What's special is that the floor can be crushed over and over and still return to its original form. It took much research to develop a structure that can deform and recover its shape. This floor reduces the force of impact by up to half. It's already in use in many medical and care facilities. There's a limit to how far we can prevent falls, so we need to create an environment where even if someone does fall, they will still be safe. Robots able to hold conversations are now helping improve life for the elderly in care facilities. Palro is a humanoid robot equipped with artificial intelligence. Here, Palro is leading these old folks through a set of exercises. It uses built-in cameras, microphones and sensors to understand and interact with its surroundings. It's capable of having quite complex conversations. Palro can recall over 100 faces and names and has a very friendly, natural manner. Me too. Palro can even remember your favorite song and sing it with you. We talked to one of the team who developed Palro, Sugimoto Naoki. The effects we found are that when a person feels that Palro cares about them, it definitely helps to ease their mind and relieve anxiety. They feel less lonely and become more motivated to enjoy life and to stay in good health. This robot is shaped like a seal and is designed to have a soothing, healing effect. She's called Paro. Stroke her and she gives off happy vibes. Hello, Paro. Just like a pet, Paro responds to her name. Paro can sense more than just touch and voice. Her sensors tell her your temperature and position, helping her interact with you very like a real animal. This is Shibata Takanori, Paro's creator. We designed Paro so people would want her to live with them like a pet. Her main purpose is to comfort and to give pleasure. To make her suitable for use in care facilities, Paro's design was modified to improve both safety and performance. Electromagnetic shielding makes her safe to be around people with pacemakers.